So welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be recreating a very colorful set, one of the most colorful sets I've ever recreated. As usual, I go ahead and glue my tips on 1 or 2 layers of base coat, which is a great thing for me because since it's slippery, it has like this smooth surface which makes it slippery. It gives me a sort of grace window or period where I can move or readjust the tip to be straight, like for some fingers that are bent, mainly my middle finger. Before now, this method has been a pop-off method for me, but it recently has been working way too good. It doesn't come off. In my next video, I'm going to show you how the retention was and how long it lasted. However, I am not saying this is a replacement for a traditional prep where you use dehydrator and primer. Some people do not use dehydrator, it's up to you, but I don't think this is a replacement. It's just a very good thing that it's able to stay on longer than I would normally want it to, but I think it does a good job and that it shouldn't replace traditional prep. I like using magnets to measure the length, and they also guide me so I do not cut the tip in a slanted way, if that makes sense. Once again, I'm going to be using this acrylic from DeEnti in the shade medium pink. Now, when I come back to watch these clips, I feel bad for myself because I could have done better and cleaned my brush, and you're going to soon know why. One thing I noticed is that it's easier for me to work from my pinky to my thumb, because whenever it comes to either doing application or filing, it's always more difficult for me to do my pinky, even though it's like the smallest. So once I get like the most difficult part done, it's easier for me to work on the rest of the fingers, and my thumb and index being like the easiest, it just makes the process more enjoyable and comfortable for me, and as well faster. But not only that, it also serves as a sacrificial lamb because most of the time the first bit I pick up tends to be very dry. So it is logical to me to start with the smallest amount possible. In a case like this one, my next bead or my second bead would be smaller and runnier than the first one was, to just try and correct whatever I had going on before that, helping me mask the appearance of any possible harsh line, and also for me to get the hang of things before moving to the following fingers. I'd like to insert that I blended and filed the sides of the tips off camera. I genuinely believe that the shape as well as the surface of the nail play a big role in determining how flawless or good the outcome of nail art or even application of gel polish turn to look. For this reason, I try to fill any visible gaps that might affect that, or I make sure I file everything to the same level. What I understand of this is that I need a smooth surface for nail art, so whenever I am doing my application or filing, I aim to have a smooth surface. That's the takeaway from what I'm saying. If you are not interested in watching acrylic application or filing, I'll make sure I include timestamps in the video, but if I cannot do that, I'll try to mention it in the description. I'm saying this because I know sometimes when I'm watching a video, there are some steps I necessarily do not want to watch, and I just want to figure out, oh, how was this done, and I want to get there fast enough. So I'll try to include that in this video and in my future video. This bead is the consequences of my actions catching up with me literally in real time. I always try to maintain a clean brush, but this time for over 1 week I haven't cleaned any of my brushes. So this is why these beads have been coming out rough the way they are. I ended up having to clean the brushes if I wanted to continue this set peacefully. And peacefully is not what I was getting working with a clogged brush. I had limited time to complete this set, So I couldn't wait for the acrylic to completely dissolve, so I went ahead and took out one brush and continued working. However, everything was pretty much back to normal when you use a good brush. And given how good this acrylic has been working, I think back to the first video I ever made reviewing this DeEnti acrylic powder, and I had said I didn't think it was the best of qualities. Now, after using it more and more, I have a better opinion. My opinion has definitely changed for the better with this acrylic, but I'm not saying it is the best. I still feel there is better, but it's been working good. Most of the time when editing, I speed up clips of the video so that it's not too long and also it doesn't get boring. But with this section of this video, I didn't speed up anything. This is literally how I was filing. And the reason why I am not speeding up this section is not only because I want to show how I do my filing, something that I don't usually like doing. I prefer filing in a comfortable way, but also because I filmed it, and when I sped it up, it didn't look nice at all. It was very weird. So here you have it. What I mean by filing in a comfortable way is that I file better and faster when I am out of frame. It was a real job for me to get all of this in frame. And also I would like to apologize because watching the clips now, I can see how out of frame I've been. I've been out of frame so many times, so I'm sorry about that. But the best way to file for me when it comes to working on myself, it's always out of frame, very close to myself and my eyes. Ideally, after filing and buffing, I would wash my hands or use alcohol on a brush to take off any residual dust on the nails, but I didn't just feel like it this time. So I went ahead and applied this nude polish that I always use all the time. I only filmed when I applied one layer of the nude gel polish on the nails, but in reality off camera I did apply several layers. I cannot remember how many. I just applied as much as necessary till I felt like the opaqueness or thickness color, what's the right word? However, whatever it is, once I felt it looked good enough, I stopped. I'm sorry I can't pronounce it, but this is the gel polish I used, and this is the shade that looked okay for me. The polishes I used, a couple of them are from the Milan collection that I have. The rest of them are old gel polishes that I bought when I started out as a nail tech. I've had most of them forever. I think the rest of them, all of them, I've had them for over 2 years now. And the red color you'll see is done. That's just to tell you that red is literally that girl, because even in the Milan collection I have, the red is almost gone as well. But when it comes to this particular shade of red, I can't seem to find it anywhere else, so I'm cherishing it as much as I can. I basically don't even use it unless it's on one finger. Now I'm either crazy or whoever was in charge of labeling these bottles has some questions to answer, because I was literally lost. I didn't know if the bottle I just picked up was 6 or it was 9. At one point I felt like it was 60. Here comes one of my OJs. I've had it forever, never even had to buy any other blooming gel. And this is me trying to figure out which of the bottles is 6, which one is 90, which one is possibly 60, because I had to use number 9, but I didn't see. I just had to, at the end of the day, open the bottles and find the color I was looking for. And bingo, this is the one I was looking for. Again, I didn't film it, but I did apply a second layer on all the fringes. And for the fingers that required acrylic, I applied top coat before using the polish and acrylic. Then at the end of it, I filed the sides, and that's basically all I did for the design. But once I got the results that I wanted, or the shape that I wanted, that was basically done for that nail. One more time, I'd like to apologize for how much I've been out of frame in this video. I am sincerely and deeply almost emotional of how many times I really was out of frame. I didn't realize it, so I'm really sorry, fairies. I wanted to use the design on the tongue to make a TikTok video, but at the end of the day, I didn't even do it and I didn't even film it here, so yikes. Honestly, the most difficult part of recreating this set when it comes to nail art was doing the Frenches. Other than that, every other design, every other nail art was pretty much easy to do. For the index, I just made sure I applied a thin layer of blooming gel and that was it. I did what I had to do and I let the blooming gel do its job, so I did leave it sit for 1 or 2 seconds just for it to spread, and that was it. This is one finger where I had to apply top coat before doing the final nail art, but I forgot and I was just doing this without thinking. But at the end I realized and I applied top coat, then I did the design over it. This looks easy, but it wasn't that easy. I don't even know if it looks easy, but it did give me a hard time. I started with some swirls or lines. I don't even know what I was doing, and I didn't like it at the end of the day. It looked more like a heart more than it looked like random lines swirling around. So I ended up cleaning that. That was all I did for the recreation of the set. It's a very lovely set. I fell in love with it the moment I saw it. And just to give credit to who credit is due, I'll insert a screenshot of the account I got the inspiration from. Once I was done with designing, I went ahead and top coated all the remaining fingers that needed to be top coated. Then I went to file and reshape them as well as file the top. If you notice, I didn't really file the top of the nails because I feel that takes away from the length of the nails, so I avoid filing them when I'm doing shaping. I would rather file them at the end of the nail. So yeah, I did that, and that was basically all I did. And thank you so much, fairies, for watching this far. I really appreciate if you did watch this far. Please leave a thumbs up if you find the video entertaining or useful, if you liked it. And also do not forget to leave a comment. I'd like to know your thoughts on my take on this set, just so I can show appreciation. If you did watch till the end of this video, please comment the word blue. Yeah, it's one of my favorite colors, so that will let me know you did watch till the end, and I would love to shout you out in my next video. Until then, thank you so much. Bye.